And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could...
When they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here we go. Green, 90. Green.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Now it's Ginn. "21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Lions will take over. First carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, Kamara. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. 9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down. Third down, Flacco from the gun. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Open man is Uzama. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Here we go now.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's got Moncrief. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
So. Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
Mahomes now on 1st down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Black 58 rail.
Now it's Mahomes again. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. And again, it's Mahomes. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. First grab for Fitzgerald. He's got a 1st down. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Mahomes to throw once more. This will be caught about the 5. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dante Moncrief with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. No good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Second down. Flacco now. It got his man complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Throwing here on first down. Flacco caught on the left side by Ginn. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And an alley to run. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his 2nd season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while, maybe with the Hutchinson Junior College, before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. And that is incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Here's Flacco. This is caught, and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Lions have tied it. If they hit the extra point, they'll have the lead. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. Crosby with the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Crosby on now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right. So
they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Here we go now. Green, 90. Green, 90.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
He's going to look deep down the field. Oh, man, it's caught inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they're throwing interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he's going to be unable to get upfield as they take him down at the 21-yard line. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Second and 9 now from the 21. They fake the handoff. Now Flacco to pass. Going deep downfield for Ross. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Over the middle, complete. It's Fitzgerald. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Mahomes now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's first and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They get the pick. Now what can Flacco do on first down? Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. That one goes for 24 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On second down, Flacco to throw. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number one. The Lions on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. Avoids him at the 40. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. They go play action here on first down. Throw left side, complete to Ross. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. Now Mason Crosby on for the field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. And Crosby puts it through. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking it.
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They run it again with Kamara. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there. And it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Third down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. And Ginn's got it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 17, and it'll give him a first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Flacco here on second down. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he'll get it down here to the 43. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a first down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Flacco now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Defensively, it was Leighton Vander Esch up from his linebacker spot. Play action. Flacco. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. In for the score. And the Lions add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Crosby on now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this is taken in at the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there for Minnesota. 65 yards. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They come out here, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Patrick Mahomes, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
This time Mahomes will throw. And he's got it. So the try for two successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Flacco fakes the give, sets to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. A give. This is Kamara. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Flacco. It's caught, Nelson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Nelson's first catch, good for a first down. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Flacco now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Trying the left side with Kamara. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ross. And now running right through it. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A very solid gain of 27. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hey, Roger, 5-4. Go red.
They'll run. This is Kamara. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Flacco from the gun. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Flacco. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ryan Shazier in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They're going to try it. Here's Flacco. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. That one. Backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. They'll run it with Kamara. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Try the ground game here with the running back. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Here we go, a big play in a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. Flacco. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Roses to add the extra point. this time, the extra point up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And he'll get this one up to the 26. The linebacker, Ryan Shazier, there to make the tackle. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time, because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
Here we go. Fourth down, fourth quarter. Flacco. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Vikings, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.